favourites. Congratulations to Manchester City, who have beaten Arsenal today, and in the end, fairly comfortably as well. They are still, why not, on the pitch, celebrating and taking pictures.
Do you know, it's maybe
for the
fitting
memory
that those three scored the goals pretty much through the whole journey of this new Manchester City. The three of them have contributed so much, Company, Aguero and David Silva. So great that they all scored in this.
Is that still as controversial as Arsenal believed?
Well, I mean, first goals are always important in finals, aren't they? But listen, it's only through the wisdom of a super slow motion that you see Aguero very cleverly do what he did. But, you know, if I had been centre forward and a centre-back had marked me there, that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah.
Just stopped him. Yeah.
Very clever. And, you know, it's obstruction, but look, he's looking, he says, ah, here you go. Ah. But
this here is the build-up to Company's goal, all his own work, because it was he who forced the corner from which he scored. With a lot of determination, some half-decent footwork.
Look at the cheers from the crowd.
and what I like is this has been studied. Look, on purpose. Okay, the deflection is not, but to get him there free, to have a shot at goal, you know, De Bruyne did it on purpose. So it's clever.
How can that happen at that level? Why are Arsenal unaware that that's... It's not the first time we've seen it, is it? That that's a possibility.
I think if you study the opposition, it's like when they done the way they are. You see the Cardiff goal, De Bruyne scored when he knew that the wall would jump and he just slid it underneath. So the people that actually study it think is great. They're doing the homework on all the teams. You can see that they've done a little overload. They've dragged a couple of them in. And they know that the edge of the box is
they've done
free.
their work, Dennis,
but
as
what
they did against Cardiff, but Arsenal haven't.
And that's how smart they were, because that was the key to it. Now, if he comes out,
can we see it again, and maybe you can explain what you're talking about to us?
Because they also do zone marking. Yeah. And that is, I hate that zone marking. I know. Because if you get a high ball in there, you can't jump either. And I think they did it on purpose, like you said.
Well, he drags him out because this midfield player comes. See the midfield player on the edge of the box?
See, that's also on the edge of the box with David Silva. That's what you're saying.
And what he's done, David Silva's walked out there to go two, and he's dragged him out of the area where he should be. Because if you're a midfield player, you'd be sitting 5 yards deeper and stopping that ball. Ozil should be deeper and stopping it.
Surely, I mean, we've all played. One of the others must, and because, as Ruud says, because they've all been told you've got to mark a zone, it's almost like, Dennis, you know, you're thinking, right, well, I'm marking my zone.
Can you go back?
Can you go back and sit before it's been taken? No, from upstairs. You could see it. That, you know, you can see there's zone marking there. And they just figured out, you know, how to get around it. Because, you know, there are 6 players who don't mark, just stay in the zone. So if you drag them, if you go forward with a couple, and one get out.
There's 9 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people don't mark.
And no, these three are not marking. The other ones that are the blockers, the ones that are around about the penalty spot. Any one of those three could be a marker.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row who don't mark anybody.
As opposition,
you've only got 3 in the box.
Two in front.
But as opposition, what you do, and how it's a numbers game, is that basically you work out whether they have 1 in the near post, 1 in the back post, whether they mark zonal, 1 on the back post, 2 on the edge of the box. So you can work the numbers out and how many players they use in certain areas, and that helps you because they've got to use a certain amount of bodies that got a non-mark, so they've got to do their jobs. But then you can mark different ways. You can man-to-man marking, or you can do zonal, and what happens is I always preferred the individual to man mark his man, and there's a responsibility, and that's what I always prefer.
3 in the zone most of the time.
Yes,
3. 1 at the first post, 1 is a little bit of the 5 yard, and then 1 maybe in the middle, and the rest is just marking.
But they don't. There was 9. 9.
And you have 2
Arsenal
on the edge of the box.
But
in that penalty area, marking 3.
Ozil did not do his job properly as well.
No.
See,
he had to
I don't understand about that is in Steve Bold, they've got an assistant to Arsene Wenger who knows everything and more about defending. He was one of the best.
Exactly.
Why is that happening?
Well, I don't know. We don't know how Steve does, whether the input Steve
Liverpool
gives.
does it also.
Dennis talked about it. You said it earlier. Every team will know. We all know now that they hardly throw in a corner, Manchester City.
Yes.
They normally play every corner shot.
Yeah.
So why do you need 9 players marking zonally against a team that doesn't put anyone in there? That's what I don't get.
And what happened before then, you see, De Bruyne was ready to go. They are all ready. They're all ready to go for the quick... How many times they catch people up by just putting the ball down and playing? Because they are all alert. But a lot of the Arsenal players, they've gone asleep. And you look at Ozil, as the situations happen, he's actually got his back to De Bruyne, who's taking the corner.
Yeah.
He went over Silva, he went with him, Silva then come away, and instead of dropping into here and protecting that area, he turned his back and walked, and he just plays that into there, past him. And when you see it, look, now he should have actually gone into the near post space, and what he would have done there, he would have protected 2 positions, one in going out with Silva and one in that, and stopping that from happening. He's in a half-half position he had to put himself, but he did. That's where he made the mistake, and that's where they've made a lot of mistakes, and it's disappointing for
on purpose. This is a goal on purpose.
Any arguments that Sonny there is in
No.
Spina's way?
No. It doesn't make it then. No.
Arsenal are desperate then if they're looking for offside there.
Yeah.
No reason to give offside.
No.
Not at all.
I was pleased that Merlin got the third, because David Silva has been literally the magician, has he not, in this team for a good while now.
Do you know, Kevin De Bruyne has collected most of the plaudits this season, but this little guy here, who's been in there now for what, it must be nearly best part of 7-8 years, I mean, look at that.
So quick.
Just so good. Just what
look how many players again of Arsenal doing nothing. Look, how many players doing nothing. If you see from before, you see still 6 players are in that zone. Don't go out. Don't do nothing. It's chaos. Liverpool does it all.
But
And they get
a lot
beaten.
of teams do zonal marking now, Ruud. I mean, I think you can do half and half.
Jump.
I mean, we used to do half and half.
Yeah.
You know, we'd put one at the front post, one middle of the goal, one back post across the 6-yard box,
Three
and
zones.
then everyone else would pick up.
Smart. Then you'll give them the best
2 on the
headers.
edge of the box.
You'll have the best headers.
Yeah, because if the ball goes out, then they can pick it up. So,
They'll have the best headers. Company has to be picked up. Otamendi has to be picked up. There's certain individuals that definitely have to be picked
But that's
up.
it. That's it for them.
Yeah, and then the rest of them.
Then the rest, you can,
Then the rest of them are not going to. You're going to be okay against the rest of them in height-wise. He was smart today, wasn't he? With the first goal. You know, it's just something clever. And that's what I mean about Man City, just being in front on everything, single thing, as in reacting quicker, being smarter, you know, just everything about them.
But the thing is, that was also, when you, for instance, played with Wimbledon, you were also clever in the free kicks and the throw-ins. Everything was clever.
Yeah.
And they always give you a bad reputation, but all the things that I saw was cleverly done. And it was worked out. For days and days.
And the reason being is because the quality of our players at the time at Wimbledon wasn't as good as everyone else's. But you know what? So we had to work another way of being able to score a goal that we knew we could. And it was just being smarter than others and working on set plays. Now, as you said, they should be out doing defending at set plays, and they should be out doing attacking.
Yeah.
And you should understand, you should be watching videos of, I don't know whether they do or don't, but we used to watching videos of opposition, how they cope with the situation and what they do. Every detail of every single player, we would know what they'd be up to.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have videos then?
Yeah, videos. VHS.
Not done yet. Manchester City have won the Carabao Cup. Company, Silva, the scorer of the goals that won it, all of them from the pre-Guardiola era.
Can I just ask something, a quick point there? You'll be able to tell me. I was reading in the newspapers, I was just about Pep there wearing his yellow ribbon.
Yes.
He's been told he's going to get suspended for doing it.
They were investigating him.
I think he's on a charge, or will be, as a result. Yes, it's the Catalonian independence.
It's not going to stop him wearing it, is it?
It would appear not.
No, it's not for independence. It's because supporting the ones who are in jail. Yeah,
yeah,
it's different.
It's a political statement. What
Did you see that his plane was stopped when he flew into Barcelona last week? The police came on board searching for the previous president, Puigdemont.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
It's a bit like the canal racing in Holland, isn't it? We seem to have taken ourselves off in a very different direction today.
Ice skating.
Look, I just had a text message from Holland, and they were not very, very happy and very pleased with the way you laughed about our race.
Is it taking place this year?
We hope it takes place.
Dennis, final word on what we've seen this afternoon. Manchester United beating Chelsea.
Disappointing.
Spurs with a Kane goal, winning at Palace.
I think
and City.
Yeah, look, I think that obviously Spurs getting the result they did. They actually didn't play well, but I think they put now Chelsea under pressure. I think it was a bad result for Chelsea, and but at the end of the day, a fantastic result for Man City today. I thought they played extremely well and deserved it.
Plenty of football to come this week. Dennis is staying with us. A huge thanks once again to Ruud Gullit for his contribution.
Absolutely.
And deep knowledge of sport.
Oh, absolutely. All sport.
All kinds of different
Particularly
sports.
Dutch sport.
But it's an important one.
Time to go, time.
Now everybody
Andy
knows
Kerr
it.
is waiting
Now
for us to
everybody knows
to
it.
bring some order to proceedings. Andy, what have you got?